Hello, hello, hello. It is Dolly. Welcome to my channel, Scrapping on the Go. This process video is for Miranda Weber's week in virtual crop that started April 21st, goes on till April 23rd. So that's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And my challenge is being hosted originally on Saturday, April 22nd at 11:30, and it is the stamping challenge. Before I start my challenge, I just want to remind everybody I will have the link to Miranda's Facebook group site listed below so that you will go over there and post your creation on any of the challenges that you participated this weekend. I have received a request. How do I use my border stamps to create backgrounds? So I have 3 examples. Yes, not one, but 3. I am using this border stamp from Close to My Heart. It's D1956 called Lovely Borders. It's still available over at Close to My Heart. For my first layout, I have French vanilla cardstock from Close to My Heart, mocha ink, and melon ink. Next, you want to grab a spray bottle with water, some packaging. Yes, we're going to do the packaging technique as well. So this is stamping and a little bit of mixed media. And I slowed down this clip here to give you an opportunity on this first background that we're going to create if you wanted to play along. So the first thing that I am going to do is get out that flower border stamp that looks like a banner that you can take right across the top of the page. And I place that on my block. Next, I'm using the melon exclusive ink from Close to My Heart. And you can see I put one small spray of water on that ink. And now I am going to tap it, smush it, use the kissing technique. It's been called a lot of different names. So as you can see, I'm just tapping. Then the next thing I will do is take that flower stamp and ink it up with the mocha ink from Close to My Heart. So you're going to see this. I left most all of this in. I just took little tiny clips out. And we're going to take that and flip that stamp over, of course, and stamp it on that French vanilla cardstock around the 11-inch mark at the top, or an inch down from the top. If you're using our Close to My Heart mat, it would be around that 11-inch mark. And no, you don't need to get out a T-ruler. No, you don't need to draw a line. Just use your eye. It will be really close, especially on a swervy border stamp like this. And now I'm stamping it for the second time. And I'm not going to touch the leaves. I'm just going to get it fairly close. And if you notice, I have a space on both sides. So if you wanted to double mat your foundation layer, you could. Next, I got out the melon shimmer brush from Close to My Heart, and I'm doing small taps. And when I just want, or small splatters, and when I want small splatters, I just use my thumb. All right, so that's layout number 1 completed. That's why the screen went blank. Now we're going to do layout number 2, and we're going to use the scallop solid border stamp, and then the one with 3 striped lines. Now, like I said, I'm using white daisy cardstock from Close to My Heart and this other pattern paper that is no longer available and was released last year for National Scrapbooking Month, I think. I'm pretty sure. So we're using Blue Bell ink from Close to My Heart, and I am going to ink up those striped lines, and there's 3 really thin ones, and I am just going to go right down the side. You will also notice, yeah, I flipped it over because when you use a real thin border like this, it is nice to have a little bit of cushion. And so that's the wonderful thing about Close to My Heart Versamat, is that you flip it over and it's got a little bit of some type of foam product on the back. I'm not quite sure the technical term for it, but it just helps gives a better impression. Now you will see that I come back over those striped lines, and you would think it would be hard to line it up, but it is not, especially using these stamping blocks from Close to My Heart. Then when I'm done stamping back over the line because I wanted a little bit darker impression, then I use, what ink do I use? I can't remember. Is it the Periwinkle? Yes, the Periwinkle ink. And I use that for that solid border stamp. And you're going to see that I stamped that twice as well, which I wasn't intending on doing that, but to line up those scallops, you put down your first stamp, you're going to see, and when I go do the next one, to have a nice scallop all the way across, you have to take and line up the first scallop. And if you don't want to do double stamping over, then just wipe that first little curvature, but you want to take that first curvature and put it on the one right here at the last that you can see to the left. You're going to see this in just a minute, I promise. All right, here we go. So see, there would have been a gap, so I had to go right over on top of that. Now, when I lift that up, it's a little bit darker. Don't panic. Just go back over it. Again, it's very, very easy to go right back over it. I didn't create any shadowing at all. But guess what? If you do create shadowing, it's just another interest to your layout. And then that's all I'm going to do for now for this layout. And at the end, you're going to see how I used each one of these that I created. So you could mass produce these ahead of time. All right, while you're watching me stamp right there, I just want to remind you that it's approximately every hour and a half, 2 hours, there is a challenge this weekend. It starts on Friday at 6 p.m. until 10 p.m. and it's a Zoom. So you need to go over to Miranda's channel to join that Zoom if you're watching this weekend of April 21st through the 23rd. Then for Saturday, we start at 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday is 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. And see, you're watching me how I went right over that. And then if you're not familiar with Close to My Heart stamp, it may not look the impression at first. It doesn't all fill in the ink, but you let it sit for like a minute or two and then it fills in. All right, here's for the next one. You can see that I have that like diamond shape and I'm using 3 colors. So we're going to start with the Thistle ink from Close to My Heart. And we are going to go right along the edge. And I will flip this when I create my layout. And again, this is very easy to line up. I love Close to My Heart border stamps. Now there's a few that like for stitching, different types of stitching, that can be straight, zigzagging border stamps. They are a little harder to line up if you have to restamp. But that's the idea. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can see I didn't get out a T-ruler to do this, all right? Because when people are viewing your layout, they are looking at the memory of your photograph and your journaling if you have told the story. But if they're sitting with you, then maybe you're telling the story at that moment. But if you're going to pass your photo albums down from generation to generation, then I would encourage you to journal on your layouts. You don't have to journal on the front of your layout. You can journal on the back of your layouts, or you can have hidden journaling behind your photographs or behind your paper layers. All right, so for the next color, I'm using Wisteria, and I'm going to go straight down or straight up, as you can see. And then the next one will be Pixie. And I leave all of this in. I'm pretty sure I leave all of this in. The only portion that I took out, because you get the idea how I'm lining up this border stamp called Lovely Borders from Close to My Heart. I also do 2 rows on the opposite end of this daisy white cardstock. I don't know if I remember telling you that, but I use daisy white cardstock for stamping out with this border. And I do apologize if you see strands of my hair and it's distracting, but it's really hard to stamp and keep your head out of the camera view. All right, while you watch me stamp this layout out, that makes sense? While you watch me stamp this layout out, I just want to remind you to please go over to Miranda's Facebook group site and play along with these challenges. She leaves them up, I think, all year. I'm pretty sure she has albums for each one of these months. So you can even go through the other albums if you're looking for inspiration. Again, I will have that link listed below. Plus, you will meet a lot of talented ladies that are doing these challenges. And some of them are doing 2 or 3, and I wish I had time to produce 2 or 3. Maybe in the future I might be able to. I'm clearing off my desk of the ink pads and stamps to get ready to create the 3 layouts that I created off camera, because I didn't want this video to be too long, because if you're participating over there at the virtual crop Zoom and visiting with people, I didn't want you to be away too long. I wanted you to get back to the Zoom and interact and meet some new friends possibly. As you can see, here is layout number 1. And the paper on the bottom is cut 7 by 12, and that is a close to my heart paper, along with the mint paper with the off-white polka dot. The card there is from a Vicky Booten collection. The journaling card is from that collection called Again and Again, but I can't remember the manufacturer. I matted my photograph on wood grain paper. The puffy stickers that you see all over this layout are from Pink Fresh Studio. I took a brown ink Le Pen from Close to My Heart and outlined the top portion. And then the alphas are just from my stash. The melon color is from Pink Fresh Studio 2017. And I forgot to mention the paper that I cut 7 by 12 from Close to My Heart. I inked it with mocha ink from Close to My Heart. Now for this one, I forgot to mention when I started creating the layout that I cut that blue paper from Close to My Heart 6.5 by 12. My photographs are matted on daisy white cardstock, and that is a picture of my niece when she had her bridal shower 2 years ago. We have a bow, and then we just have these word phrases that say love and lovely, and I think they're from Pink Fresh Studio, I'm not sure. Then I have wedding rings that is actually from Hobby Lobby. There's just kind of a mixture going on there. Now for my next layout, did this one turn out fabulous? I'm sure you were trying to figure out how this layout was going to turn out. I love it, love it, love it. In the upper right-hand corner, the die cut pieces are from Cocoa Vanilla. The number 5 ticket is from 49 and Market. I have a large diamond cut acrylic circle there. It says Hello Adventure. The word that says Loving Every Second is from an older Cocoa Vanilla collection. And then I have some flowers over to the right. I have a die cut of that bus that says On the Road with the little circle that says Love You. So see, look how you can make your own backgrounds and make lovely layouts just using scrap papers from your stash. All right, come on over to Miranda's Facebook group site and come play along. We'll see you next time. Bye.